Over time, age-related bone loss and fat loss in your face can lead to things like a reduction in the shape of your chin, loss of your cheekbones, and even the descent of your nose. When this happens, many people look into getting dermal fillers to replace that volume loss in the face, which, yes, can help achieve a more youthful look. So in today's video, we're going to talk about those dermal fillers, the good, the bad, and the dangerous. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new and not familiar with who I am, I'm Chris Gibson, a skincare expert. I've been doing skincare for 37 years, so yes, that means I'm quite a bit older than you might think, 60 as of March. But that's not what's important. What's important is the fact that we're here to help you find skincare that will work for you, not empty your wallet, and not do you more harm than good. So if you've been looking for content for someone who's been walking the talk for a really long time, you're in the right place, and I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. All right, as I said, as we get older, a lot of things go on with our skin. All the things I talked about in the introduction, that fat loss and bone loss in the face, the two major culprits. But on top of that, as we get older, our skin loses elasticity and it begins to stretch. And of course, we begin to have less collagen apparent in the structure of the skin, which leads to the other signs of aging, fine lines and wrinkles, especially around the eyes and mouth, because those are dynamic wrinkles that we've had pretty much since birth that become static on the skin. Dermal fillers, which are those injectable treatments performed in a doctor's or licensed technician's office, can quickly smooth out those fine lines and wrinkles and replenish that lost volume, giving you a much more youthful appearance. What you may not know is that fillers have been around a very, very long time, much longer than many people think. Zyderm, the first FDA-approved filler, came out in 1981, actually while I was in high school. By the early 1990s, injectables were made from collagen taken from cows. To plump those lines out, the problem is they only lasted for a few months and you had to have an allergy test to even use them. That brings us to the early 2000s, where Restylane, the first hyaluronic acid-based injectable, was made available by the FDA. And in 2004 came along the product called Sculptra, and Sculptra was really a great advancement because it lasted so long, years rather than months, and it actually helped the skin produce more of its own collagen. And by 2013, a more pliable, stronger, durable hyaluronic acid filler called Juvederm, which most of us have heard of, and someone that you may have heard of, Kylie Jenner, popularized this product by talking about it on her social media accounts and on television, having used it for lip filler. And that's when we saw an 11,000% increase in searches for lip fillers on Google. So yes, the tide had changed on the popular use of fillers for lips, cheekbones, and jawline. That is when we began to see the overuse of these products, the grotesque shapes of the lips and the jawline, really too much. But now what we've seen with dermal fillers since about 2020 is doctors pulling back on those techniques and using techniques that are much softer, much more natural looking to help create a more youthful looking, rounded, crease-free forehead and tighter V-shaped jawline. So what exactly are dermal fillers? What are they made of? Well, they are actually gel substances that are injected just under the skin to replace those areas where you've lost volume, and then shaped and firm to stay in place to give you a more lifted, youthful look. Now, there are injectables for just about every kind of visible sign of aging on the face. We've talked about volume loss, but also fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes, the lips, that number 11, and the bunny lines that happen right between the eyes on the nose. And of course, the other two areas that are very popular for injectables for volume are loss of volume in the lips and filling out the nasolabial folds that happen right here, some of which are genetic and people have had from birth. And one of the most common ingredient fillers is hyaluronic acid. We hear about hyaluronic acid all the time. You've pretty much had to be under a rock for the last 4 or 5 years if you haven't heard about hyaluronic acid, which is a natural acid the skin produces. It's a molecule that attracts moisture from the air into itself up to 1,000 times its size. So that's a lot of moisture pulling ability. Again, made by the skin, tolerated well. But what's really great about hyaluronic acid fillers we have today is that if there's a mishap or you don't like the way you look, they can be dissolved with a special solution and removed. And most of these injectables today that are hyaluronic acid based also include lidocaine, which helps to reduce the discomfort of the injection. Other naturally based fillers like calcium hydroxyapatite, which is a compound found naturally in human bones, along with poly-L-lactic acid, which is a synthetic filler that actually helps your body produce more collagen. The results with these are very natural looking, and there's a gradual increase in volumization because your skin is producing that collagen, which gives a more natural long-term look. All right, so what about the cost of these fillers? Well, these facial fillers can be a little bit expensive. It depends on how much of it you need. The average person usually requires 4 syringes or 1 milliliter or 1 cc of filler for facial rejuvenation. The cost, depending on the nature of the filler, anywhere from $500 to $1,300 per 1 milliliter of injection. And as you might expect, each of these dermal type of fillers, and I've only named just a few, all have their benefits and their disadvantages depending on what your actual needs are. The important things to consider when deciding if you're going to use an injectable filler are things like longevity, texture, and density, all which can make a difference in how they look under the skin. Clearly, seeing a licensed professional when deciding if this is something you want to do so you get a true evaluation for your specific areas of concern and so you truly understand what to expect from these treatments. Using someone that's not licensed, like a dermatologist or a technician that's been trained and certified in these treatments, can lead to all sorts of problems, lumpiness under the skin, infections, and yes, in some cases, it has led to people's deaths. You always want to avoid off-market black label products that are touted as dermal fillers or injectables because you don't know what's in them. There have been cases where some of these were pure silicone, others were hair gel, all of which led to the FDA having to put out an official warning not to buy these type of products on the internet. That said, overall, dermal fillers, when you need them, can be quite safe in the right hands and give you some fantastic results. Now, I hope you guys found today's video helpful. If you did, please like it, share it out. It really helps my channel. And for even more ways to get your best looking skin ever, no matter what your age, be sure to check out this video that I picked out for you next. Thank you guys for watching and supporting my channel. Stay beautiful, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you over on that next video.